while collaborating with sister agencies. He made these remarks during the launch of the crime report for 2023, where he highlighted key areas that need improvement within the police force to enhance the capacity of the officers.
Our success has been due to the hard work of the police in coordination with the sister statutory agencies, the reorganization of the CID, improved detection and investigation methods, and the establishment of a proactive network of credible intelligence. Furthermore, our strategic partnerships with the community, including the involvement of other intelligence components, have greatly contributed to disrupting and dismantling criminal elements targeting our country. I therefore express my gratitude to the President of Uganda for his guidance and enduring support to the force. I also thank the Minister of Internal Affairs and his entire team at the Ministry headquarters for their stewardship throughout the year. Despite considerable challenges faced and violent acts by groups like ADF, the force has remained dedicated to its mission. The force has also worked extensively on resolving cases related to domestic violence, land conflicts, armed robberies, to mention but a few. Furthermore, I commend the increased cooperation of police with the Office of the DPP, the judiciary, and other partners within the criminal justice system. As we focus on future policing, there are critical areas that the institution must address. These include the following: improving the general welfare of the personnel, conducting specialized trainings, carrying out more recruitments to address the police population ratio. As I conclude, I thank the Director CID and all those involved in organizing this occasion.
The Directorate of Fire Prevention and Rescue Services have reported a 9% reduction in the cases of fire reported in the year 2023 compared to that in 2022. Joseph Mugisha, the Director of Fire Prevention and Rescue Services, attributes this success to the dedication of the forces and a quick-to-response attitude.
A reduction of 9% compared to 2022. And as you can see in the report, in 2022, we had 1,258. And in 2023, 1,144. Out of these, 940 were major fires, 189 were minor, those that didn't require much effort to put them off. And 15 of them were false, representing a percentage of 47.2. Rather, were 15, I beg your pardon. Most of the fires occurred between 6 in the morning and 100 hours in the afternoon. That represented 42%. And after 12 hours to midnight, that represented 52.8%. The majority of fires were registered in residential buildings, accounting for 233, and the other ones registered in makeshift structures, accounting for 226. School fires better than 2022, reduced by a percentage of 23.1%, from 65 cases or fire incidents in schools in 2022 to 50 cases reported and responded to in 2023. 2023. There was concerted effort, particularly dedicated, focused, with special zeal and attention to fire safety promotion in schools in all the regions of the country. And the momentum and dedicated focus on that continues so that we can register better results.
All right, now continuing with the police report, road traffic crashes have surged from 456,993 in 2022 to 528,025 in 2023, resulting in 4,179 fatalities. Fatal crashes spiked by 30% to 4,179 from 3,210 in 2022. Minor crashes also increased to 6,942 in 2023 from 4,577 in 2022. The most vulnerable to road accidents are pedestrians aged below 35. Now, according to ACP Lauryn Masika, Director of Traffic, the growth of motorization has resulted in the surge of border borders, which are leading to more accidents on the road.
Increase of road traffic crashes that amounted to 15.5%, and also an increase in death as projected here. When you look at the trend analysis, the trend analysis from 2019 to 2023, there has been a steady increase in road crashes. And this increase is registered in categories of road users as motorcyclists, pedestrians, and those cycling. That's where we derive an increase when you look at the trend analysis of 2019 to 2023. However, several interventions, and these interventions include a systems approach in addressing road safety issues in this country. Education, engineering are critical intervention areas expected to have an impact on the reduction of these crashes. I would like to call upon the road users, all road users of each category that I mentioned in the preamble, to use the road carefully, because road crashes are preventable. We can prevent the road menace and spare the lives of our population of the productive age.
Of course, echoing the words of SCP Lauryn Masika, talking about road users should use the roads wisely to avoid more of these accidents. At least let there be a change in this particular year. Now, in more news tonight, a segment of FDC party members in the Katonga faction has suggested abandoning the party name FDC and establishing a new political party, given that the Najanankumbi faction retains the legal instruments of the FDC. Now, this decision emerged from a National Council meeting held on Wednesday, emphasizing the need for a decisive resolution as elections approach. FDC currently grapples with two factions, one situated at Katonga and the remaining at Najanankumbi.
A National Council meeting comprising all district chairpersons of FDC convened on Wednesday at the Katonga offices in Kampala. The primary focus was on finding solutions to the ongoing conflicts within the party. One prominent proposal from the meeting was to relinquish the name FDC and establish a new political party.
We are insisting to have died long time ago. Therefore, I want to go with those members who suggest that we come up with a new formation. It is going to avoid questions like, which FDC do you belong to? So that is where we are.
A political party is like a vehicle which moves you from one point to the other. But you need a very good driver, a right driver to drive. If we have a very right person to drive that car, a new political formation, I think we will be able to achieve what we want. And that is my opinion.
Others expressed concerns about the limited time frame until the 2026 campaigns, as forming a new party may consume considerable time.
I'm in support with the new formation. We need to have a new brand because it is this propaganda Iran is using just to distract us. You know, they are saying, you see, your cadets, your members of parliament, your councillors will not have a stamp. Where shall they belong next time? And it's causing some...
However, the interim FDC party president Erias Lukwago and the party chairman Waswa Birigwa agreed that additional consultations be conducted to arrive at an informed decision.
The debate has just started. The conversation, I'm glad, is within the domain where it belongs. It has to cascade it down, like many of you have already observed. It has to go down to the branches, to the conferences we have in districts and elsewhere. And we also have members who are not within the country, who are in diaspora.
As we gather here today, it is important to remind ourselves of our history and our mission so as to calibrate our future.
FDC founding father Kiza Besje calls for unity amidst the ongoing conflict.
Quickly organize to fight and achieve that goal. It will not come easily. It will not come easily. We must tighten our belts and make a determination that we must fight until the country is ours.
FDC currently has two factions, one at Katonga and another remaining with the legal instruments at Najana Kumbi. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Kampala.
UBC News Tonight. Now, UPC's head of communications, Faisal Mzee, has dismissed allegations of holding discussions with the Forum for Democratic Change President Patrick Oboya Muriat on stepping back to support their flag bearer, Dr. Rosemary Alwoki, in the coming Dokolo by-elections. Uganda's People's Congress Party has fronted Sarah Aguti to hold the party flag.
On Monday, 19th February, Uganda People's Congress Party UPC declared Sarah Aguti to hold the party flag for the Member of Parliament seat in the coming Dokolo by-elections.
That Aguti Sarah has already married unopposed.
On that same day, FDC's party president Patrick Oboya Muriat, through his secretary publicity Warid Molindo, informed the general public on how they're engaging different political parties, including DP and UPC, to support only one candidate who is their own flag bearer.
Top leadership led by the party president, the Honorable Engineer Patrick Muriat Oboya, are also in idea engaging other opposition stakeholders, party leaders like the Uganda People's Congress, the Honorable Akena, the Democratic Party, the National Unity Platform, in a bid to rally behind the FDC flag bearer, give way for our flag bearer so that we win collectively as opposition.
UPC has now dismissed allegations, saying no one has reached out to them on such, and therefore they're not stepping down, since they already fronted their own candidate, Sarah Guti.
I've not seen any political party coming in support of UPC. I've not seen it before. So why would they want us to vote down? And why are we in existence? If we are stepping down for other political parties, then why are we in existence? So UPC is going to participate in the local by-election.
Muzei also rubbished hereditary politics, asking FDC to look beyond if the country is to get the long-awaited change they have been yearning for.
The issue of inheritance, what and whatsoever was, okay, the people of Oyam North, they made their voice on that kind of politics. And UPC, we support electorate base to elect leaders based on capability, on capacity, not where they come from.
UPC has called upon all stakeholders to ensure free, fair and peaceful elections during campaigns and elections. Shaidat Nasaku, UBC News.
The government chief whip, Hamson Obua, has lauded the national broadcaster UBC for a patriotic way of service, particularly in the reference to the top-notch broadcasting service exhibited during the NAM and G77 summits, among other international events. Obua made these remarks as he paid a courtesy call to UBC management for the excellent coverage of a series of international events that Uganda hosted earlier this year.
In January 2024, Uganda successfully hosted 4 international events that included the Conference of Speakers and Presiding Officers, the Non-Aligned Movement Summit, G77 plus China Summit, and the IGAD that attracted participants from over 120 countries. The success is heavily attributed to the patriotism showcased by the organizing committee and service providers, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation being one of them. It is on this accord that the government chief whip, Hamson Obua, has this Wednesday paid a courtesy call on UBC to thank the institution for the job well done.
The special assignment I'm on is to deliver that word of appreciation and a big thank you from government for your wide coverage of the 4 international conferences. I know you are part of government, so it is government saying thank you to itself for a work well done, because you may not know the impact. Uganda has been marketed. A number of those delegates are saying they want to come back in their private capacities, maybe for holidays, because the official programming could not give them the latitude of widening and deepening the integration with the Ugandan people, including visitations to some of our known places in terms of our tourism potentials. So government felt it wise that we should move and really say thank you to you. So, Deputy MD, my mission is done.
The meeting offered a platform for the UBC management to advance requests for increased funding for the national broadcaster that is currently thinking of refurbishing the worn-out infrastructure.
There's been several letters, the most recent being last year from His Excellency the President to the Minister of Finance, requesting that UBC be supported with an annual budget of 30 billion shillings to support our development and recurrent budgets. Honorable Minister, it's our prayer that through your office, this directive is respected. And this will go a long way in supporting this infrastructure. We will shortly take you around and show you that we have aging infrastructure, and we need government support to procure and install this equipment. We keep hearing voices from different quarters about supporting the private sector. Yes, indeed, Honourable Minister, we agree. Government should support the private sector, but we cannot work without the national broadcaster. And priority should be given to the national broadcaster, and of course, continue to support the private sector. The business of providing funding for private entities to do government work, and yet you have government agencies that are ready and prepared to do this, is unfortunate and unfair. And through your office, Honourable Minister, we would humbly request that UBC, having shown capacity in the last few weeks, is given the mandate to be the official broadcaster of all conferences that are happening here, international and local, through your office and through government, so that we continue to build the capacity UBC has.
In response, Hamson Obua pledged commitment to not only advance such calls, but ensure that, going forward, UBC is prioritized to take up all national events for income generation.
It is African for you to start feeding your children before you start feeding the children of the neighbors. You can't feed the children of the neighbors when your own children are hungry and they see food and the neighbors are coming to partake of the food. For you, you have relegated them. Definitely there will be a riot under the Riots Act in that family. So number 3 is like a given. We just need to not even formalize. I think by the fact that UBC is the official broadcaster of government, you don't need really to labor to explain to any sane and reasonable person the reason why UBC must take lead. Must take lead, first of all, as the firstborn. Even if you have other children of the second wife, but there is the firstborn who must take lead in directing the children of this first wife and the children of the other wife, meaning now the private sector. So I think this to me is a given.
Later, Obua was taken around UBC's premises that included visiting a number of studios.
We have the Honorable Government Chief Whip with us here, a gentleman that actually changed sport in this country. And we decided to bring him in to talk to us a little. How is government work going, by the way?
So far, so good. We are, as the National Resistance Movement government, on steady progress, 360 degrees.
Led by the Deputy Managing Director, Maurice Mugisha, the management of UBC thanked Obua for a thoughtful gesture amidst pledges for even better services. Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
The Ministry of Local Government is to consider redesigning the central markets to include health services accordingly. This is in response to the queries by the members of Parliament on the Local Government Committee, who requested to consider separate rooms for antenatal care, immunization, HIV testing and breastfeeding rooms. Benjamin Kumumanya, the Permanent Secretary, agreed with the MPs, who also questioned why the regulations for the Markets Act 2023 have since not been in existence. PS Kumumanya and the Minister of State for Local Government, Rusoke Wasinje, were responding to different concerns over the status of the markets under the MA TIP.
Government, through the Markets and Agricultural Trade Improvement Project, MATIP, started enhancing the status of markets across the country. Despite the success of the 2 phases of both MATIP 1 and 2, the MPs sitting on the Parliamentary Committee on Local Government want the list of the markets developed.
So it would be good for you to give us the other list, because I know, and maybe somebody would also ask the question of, why have you built 3? Why have you built 2 in Acholi and 1 in West Nile?
The Minister of State for Local Government, Businje Rusoke, and the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Local Government, Benjamin Kumumanya, responded to the concerns over the status of the central and auxiliary markets under MATIP.
We have enforcement officers, but everything awaits members of Parliament, because these are civil servants who are paid for the work to be done. And in their budgets, I checked in the budget of my districts, they are not prioritizing such a very service delivery points. You check in the budget, there is no maintenance, operation fees for markets, for all that. and they have no excuse because they have the cow as the technical officer.
The MPs wanted to understand why most of the markets have remained with empty stalls, while some have revenue issues.
These markets are agricultural commodity markets, mainly. And in the designs, the provision is that the lower part should be occupied by agricultural commodities, and the upper part by general merchandise. Like the PS had put it, these markets like a one-stop shopping center.
So the medicine for that is that now with the act, it is only 90 days. You will leave your lockup unoccupied for 90 days. And actually some municipalities like Gulu and Entebbe already are in the middle of that exercise of removing facilities from absentee vendors to the rightful vendors.
The committee asked the ministry to consider including in the design of the markets some health services, including breastfeeding rooms, rooms for antenatal care, HIV testing areas, and the stalls for PWDs, among others. PS Kumumanya agreed to the concerns.
Because you can imagine someone in a wheelchair being given a store at level 2, level 3, they can be considered.
PWDs, we're going to look at it and put in a special condition so that for them they don't go into a general raffle in addition to the others.
The Markets Act 2023 has, since its date of assent in May 2023, never had regulations which the MPs think is affecting the implementation of the law. PS Kumumanya assured the MPs that all the municipalities across the country have been catered for in the next phase of MATIP 3. Kumumanya added that some of the projects are only delayed by designs.
So they are just finalizing consultation on the general issues of borrowing, the debt ratio. But our paperwork is ready and we have everything to go. So when you meet Minister of Finance, one of your chair members, that's why you can put in a word and say, you have this proposal for financing MATIP 3.
The Markets and Agricultural Trade Improvement Project, MATIP, is a government project under the funding through loans from the Africa Development Bank and other development partners. Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabinji, UBC News.
UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, but we'll return with more stories after these messages.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the
Osmosis.
the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
The government of Uganda and the Uganda Bureau of Statistics is calling upon all stakeholders such as the chief administrative officers, city mayors, resident city commissioners, city clerks, city and division councillors, wards and LC chairpersons, as well as the residents and business communities to cooperate with the UBOS field teams as we embark on advanced preparations to conduct the National Population and Housing Census on the 10th of May 2024. The census will be a 10-day exercise to obtain statistical data and information that will be used for planning and policy formulation, including information on 1. How many we are, 2. Where we are, 3. How we are living, 4. What we own, and 5. Where we access services from. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics has now started listing of households and mapping in the 11 cities of Arua, Fort Portal, Gulu, Hoima, Jinja, Lira, Mbale, Masaka, Mbarara, Soroti, and in the Greater Kampala comprising of Kampala, Wakiso, and Mukono districts. For more information, please call 0755 342 128 or 0773 342 128. This message is brought to you by the Executive Director and Census Commissioner, Uganda Bureau of Statistics. Census 2024. It matters to be counted.
Have you packed more with Harbour jelly and Harbour foam? Yes, we packed. It will protect your skin from skin rashes. More with pack. It is a new improved more with Harbour jelly. So soft and smooth. It is a more with Harbour jelly.
Tell me, kids, the scent. Any irritations? No more rashes and irritations. Movit Herbal Jelly and Herbal Soap is rich in natural herbs for a smooth and glowing skin.
Movit All Day Confidence.
Hi Fifi, how are you?
I'm fine. Baby, whenever I eat chips and chicken, I feel stomachache, joint pain and body weakness.
My dear, go to MX Nutrition Center and learn the best food for your body. And get treatment according to your blood group.
Are you sure?
Yes.
By the way, do you know your blood group, genotype, and how much you need to exercise? Come to Timex Nutrition Center for professional advice on how to manage your health and immune boosting. At Timex, we treat diseases like diabetes, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, pressure, and many more. For details, find us at our headquarters in Kampala on Nasa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor. We also have a branch in Barara, or call us on 0758 819952 or 0778 288361. Timex, be your own doctor.
Welcome back from that break, and we're glad that you're still with us on UBC News Tonight. Now, in a significant turn of events in the murder case of businessman Henry Katanga, his daughters Martha Nkwanzi Katanga and Kakwanza Patricia, along with Amanyire George and Charles Otai, have been granted bail by High Court Judge Isaac Muwata. Each of the accused have been required to post a cash bail of 2 million shillings.
The court filled to capacity with friends and relatives from both Katanga's family and the accused, witness Judge Isaac Muwata carefully analyzing the submissions from both sides before reaching a decision. Despite objections from the prosecution regarding certain sureties, Judge Muwata overruled the objections, emphasizing that the charges against the accused are bailable in nature.
The first applicant contended that she suffers from fluctuating severe hypertension, heart disease. I find that the medical report presented by the first applicant demonstrates exceptional circumstances for court's consideration. The second applicant contended that she is a nursing mother and suffers from postpartum complications. There is no doubt that postpartum complications require frequent attention.
While granting bail, Judge Isaac Muwata imposes stringent bail conditions, including prohibiting the accused to leave the country without court's permission.
The second applicant presented her husband, Juvra Christian, her auntie Harriet Muchunguzi. It is worth noting that the respondent did not have any specific objection to the sureties presented by the first and second applicant. There is also no specific law that requires a UPD officer to first seek clearance before he or she stands surety for an accused person.
Additionally, the accused are required to report to court every month.
For the first, second, and fourth applicants, more than 60 days have elapsed and their trial has not commenced. I shall accordingly grant them bail. Each applicant shall report to the Deputy Registrar of the Criminal Division every first Monday of each month, beginning on the 4th day of March 2024.
Defense, however, expressed concern about the prosecution's actions, alleging prosecution meeting George Amanyire, one of the accused, forcing him to plead guilty and become a state witness.
Some officers from the office of the DPP and police be approaching him. My Lord, we find this most unconventional and totally unacceptable
We can't believe what is happening to the profession, especially the DPP's office. This is a poor shamba boy who doesn't understand English, who they are coercing every time to change his statements and accuse his co-accused.
We've not done such a thing.
Following the release of the four accused, the defense has indicated their intention to apply for bail for Mole Katanga, wife to the deceased Henry Katanga.
We wanted this one out of the way. We are going to apply before close of business tomorrow. You remember the DPP had prayed for 100 million. Where does a shamba boy get 100 million? Does it mean that a poor person who has no land title 100 million doesn't get bail?
The murder of businessman Henry Katanga occurred on 2nd November 2023 at his residence on Chwatu Road, Nakawa Division, Kampala District. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with Kasese District Local Government, has organized a 3-day emergency vaccination exercise against measles in Nyamwamba Division of Kasese Municipality. This initiative follows the confirmation of 3 measles cases out of 36 samples recently taken to the Central Public Health Laboratory in Kampala.
Local leadership in Kasese convened a meeting with stakeholders at the mayor's boardroom to address the emerging measles cases in the district. The acting district health officer, Stephen Bagonza, announced the commencement of a vaccination exercise on Thursday this week. He added that the exercise would not be limited to Nyamwamba division, but extended to Kiswamba sub-county, where some suspects are reportedly staying.
All the children under 5 years. Having identified these children, they were put on treatment at the Kasese Municipal Council Health Center 3 and discharged. But on discharge, these children the family decided to run away to another sub-county called Kichwamba sub-county. And these cases are now in a village called Kanyas.
Dr. Bagonza says the exercise targets children under 15 years and will also be conducted in schools and selected centers within the community. He requested village health teams to collaborate closely with the local council 1 chairpersons in sensitizing residents about the importance of the exercise.
Are becoming so stubborn, they don't want our village health teams to follow up, and they are claiming their children have never got sick. They are trying to deny the situation in which their children are. They are telling us their children are just weak, yet they were confirmed with measles. But otherwise, we have strengthened our surveillance systems in the...
Dr. Godfrey Kakumba Senyonyi, the senior medical officer working with vaccination and immunization at the Ministry of Health, says the exercise comes after 3 children from the same family tested positive for measles in Kasese.
So we are putting our efforts as a start in Nyamwamba, but we hope we shall spread the vaccination in the entire neighboring sub-counties, because you cannot prevent people from moving.
Kasese Resident District Commissioner Lieutenant Joe Walusimbi commended non-governmental organizations for their continuous support to the district in the face of epidemics. However, he criticized health officials and technical personnel for their alleged failure to extend effective health services to the people, even where they are supposed to receive them.
It should be an unforgivable mistake when you, a parent, don't take a child for vaccination. And even the school owners or school head teachers should make sure that their children, the learners, are vaccinated.
Makerere University Deputy Vice-Chancellor in charge of academics, Professor Umar Kakumba, has urged the Rotary Peace Center Fellows to understand the versatility of conflict resolution beyond being mastered through the context of text. Kakumba was officiating at the opening of the 5th Capestone Conference.
The Makerere University Rotary Peace Center showcased reports on social change initiatives presented by the Cohort 5 Peace Fellows. These fellows have addressed various challenges in their local communities, contributing to existing peace building and development efforts through innovative approaches.
Fellows who come for the fellowship are able to come up with an initiative in their communities for peace building. So we allow them to go back and study their communities. They identify a challenge in order to intervene, and the sole aim is to promote peace, because without peace there cannot be development.
Professor Helen Nambalira, Director of Makerere Rotary Peace Center, highlighted the impactful contributions of the fellows. Makerere University Deputy Vice Chancellor Professor Uma Kakumba encouraged the peace agents to broaden their understanding of conflict resolution beyond traditional text.
The hallmarks of peace are beyond the readings and the materials that the hallmarks of peace are ingrained by the very nature that people get experience, they get involved. How much or how far you get involved in understanding the history of the communities that you live with, how far and how much you take time to appreciate the different cultures, the different aspirations, the different goals.
Emmanuel Sabino, a fellow from South Sudan, shared his youth-centric initiative, emphasizing the necessity for social change in the context of existing conflicts in Sudan.
And South Sudan for some times has been a conflicted area where young men are not getting tools for education, are not guided well. So many of them, they have been involved in conflicts, in this tribalism and ethnic fighting and all these things. So I thought that why don't we change them?
The new approaches introduced by Peace Fellows have made a positive impact on 72 communities across 42 countries globally, as reported by Mike Sebalu, Lottery District Governor, D9213.
I want to believe that the peace scholars who are here will definitely be part of the process of creating lasting change.
The 55th Capstone Conference revolved around the theme Achieving Peace Through Collaboration and Community Engagement. Lydia Chomkama, Joseph Muyingo, UBC News.
Ebiseera by'okuzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu, kano kalippagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripsi. Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *165*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erungamizibwa banka enkulu ya Uganda.
If your dream is to study abroad and explore new horizons, mark your calendar because the Africa Students Education Fair, in collaboration with WR Education Placement Consultants, proudly presents the 14th Annual Africa Students Education Fair on the 1st and 2nd of March at the Sheraton Hotel, Kampala. Interact with representatives from world-renowned colleges and universities, explore study abroad options, and dive into a world of endless opportunities. Don't just dream about it, make it happen. For more information, call us on 0702-628-446 or visit our website asfevents.com.
Hi, my name is Dennis Masindo Nyango, former Uganda Cranes captain and goalkeeper. My kind of a tank at home is a Crest tank. I use it at the farm and at home. I recommend it for everyone.
Welcome back from that break, and now into the business scene. After weathering the severe disruptions caused by the coronavirus pandemic, Commerce Agro Fish Farm in Buikwe district is not only surviving but thriving. Directed by Paul Kajimu, a seasoned commercial fish farmer with 8 years of experience, the farm has shown remarkable resilience and growth. Dennis Segoa reports from Buikwe.
During the peak of the COVID-19 lockdown, Paul Kazimoto faced significant challenges, especially in accessing markets.
Movement was restricted. Cargo, no cargo, we know this very well. So sometimes we would expect to get a cargo coming, only to get news that I was past time, so I had to stop on the way to wait for the time. And also with the selling of our fish, we couldn't sell enough fish on the market because people had no money and they were not buying. Also, the movement was very terrible.
However, 3 years later, his cage fish farming venture in Lake Victoria is flourishing, standing out among many struggling smallholder businesses in Uganda that was severely ravaged by coronavirus. Kazimoto highlights the untapped potential of Uganda's fish farming industry, still in its infancy but ripe for expansion.
Fish has a ready market, and the demand for fish only in Uganda on the local market is high, only that they only don't get the quality fish. Now we do farm the quality fish. It's only that in Uganda also people haven't gotten to know about the farmed fish in the lake, not farmed fish in the ponds. But this is farmed fish in the lake. I can call it fish from the lake. It's very tasty fish, very good fish, very healthy fish, very fresh fish.
What started with a single pond for fingerling production in 2015 has now evolved into 7 ponds, demonstrating the farm's exponential growth.
There are farmers who are buying from us the fingerlings. We have marine police in Entebbe. I have clients also in Entebbe with the small farms. I have clients in Masese. I have clients all over the lake. They buy it from us and I do transport it with our boat.
Innovating to reduce costs, Kamu's agrofish farm has shifted from importing cages to training and employing young men who produce high-quality cages on site. This not only cuts expenses but also empowers local talent and stimulates the regional economy.
We are the only farm in Uganda that is doing cage of this nature. We train the young men and they are making very strong cages that are holding our fish. As you will go down in the lake, you will see the cages that are manufactured in Kamos. This is the very unique aspect that we have amongst all the fish farms in Uganda. This is the very one that is manufacturing, making cages of standard and very strong cages. So even the boys who are doing it are trained on work here.
Currently, the farm yields over 2,000 metric tons of fish, equivalent to 2 million kilograms per annum. This significant output not only meets market demand, but also contributes to the employment of young people, as well as the development of supporting infrastructure throughout the region.
So they said even if it is not easy, you struggle with it, like that. So he employed me here, now like I'm like a supervisor, who supervises the work.
Fish farming is a venture that very few Ugandan businessmen have dared. But from the testimony of people like Paul Kazimoto, who has been in the business for 8 years, it shows that investment in this sector can be worthwhile. Dennis Igoa for UBC News in Boikwe District.
Welcome to Dade Nursery and Primary School, Luzira, a school that gives your child a positive learning environment that makes them feel comfortable and safe. We are a progressive year-round nursery and primary school, providing a child-centered approach to early learning, collaborative family atmosphere, and a safe, inspiring environment that encourages exploration and creativity. Dade Nursery and Primary School offers a wide range of co-curricular activities that promote teamwork, physical and mental development, including ballet, soccer, basketball, piano, and home economics. Admissions are in progress from baby class to P7, starting from the 8th of January to the 5th of February 2024. Find us at the first left turn after Oryx Service Station towards Luzira.
As Uganda and as UBTS, we are hosting a high-level scientific blood transfusion congress from the 4th to the 7th of March at Peak Resort, Munyonyo. I call upon everybody to come and attend this important congress where we shall share knowledge, expertise, and new innovations in the field of blood.
Welcome back from that break, and now into the sports scene. The 2024 Uganda International Badminton Challenge has kicked off today at the Lugogo Indoor Arena in Kampala, with over 100 participants from 49 countries set to compete in a round-robin and knockout games for the ultimate goal of gathering points enough to help them qualify for the 2024 Paris Olympics.
The six-day event was officially opened by the president of the Uganda Olympics Committee, Don Rukare, who commended the Badminton Confederation of Africa and the Uganda Badminton Association for putting together this event, as he emphasized its importance to the players.
We're very happy that the Uganda Badminton Association, together with Africa Badminton, are hosting this international challenge with over 49 countries and about 150 players from across the world. We have players from America, from Latin America, from Europe, Asia, Africa, and Oceania. And this is an important event because it's a qualifier event for the Olympics. The various players who have traveled from far and wide are here to try and amass points. One of our Ugandans is also trying to get points. The young lady, she needs about 3,000 to 4,000 points to qualify for Paris. But we're very happy that Uganda Badminton Association has stepped up. This International Challenge Series has only been hosted in 4 countries in Africa. That is Nigeria, Reunion, Mauritius, and Uganda. And we look forward to the athletes doing their best, but also taking advantage to see what Uganda has to offer in terms of tourism opportunities, the national parks, the gorillas, the source of the Nile.
The Uganda International Challenge is one of the Badminton World Federation international tournament circuits. The importance of this tournament is part of the Olympic qualification for most of the players. The category of this, or the level of this tournament is high, because the International Challenge gives the players a lot of points, which will help them to improve their ranking and to get higher. The first place, they will get around 4,000 points, which is quite good. Like, we have lesser categories, like the category before this one or lesser than this one is around 2,500.
The players are gearing up for the showdowns and hope to do their best to get the most desired results.
I'm really well prepared for this because I also had some training like before the competitions.
Because I'm going to do my best, but for the women doubles, I see myself in the quarterfinals. Hopefully we get there with my partner, Fadila Shamika.
And of course, this is the last qualifier for Olympics on the African continent. Uganda, the number that went in is about 30, but we expect good results because they've been preparing for it.
The 2024 Uganda International Badminton Challenge is running from the 21st to the 25th of February 2024 at the Lugogo Indoor Stadium in Kampala. The competition has attracted over 100 participants from 49 countries, all looking to gather points for their 2024 Paris Olympics qualification. Grace Joyce Kemigisa, UBC News.
And in cricket news, the Victoria Pals find themselves in India at the ICWC Omtex Academy for a crucial training tour in preparation for the African Games in Accra, Ghana, scheduled for March, and the T20 Global World Cup qualifiers in Dubai in April. Simultaneously, the men's cricket team, Cricket Cranes, is concluding their training tour in Sri Lanka with 1 game remaining out of the initially scheduled 7.
As we go to India is to see that we try and put into play what we have been practicing over time, because from the time we resumed training, that was 8th January, we've been working on quite a number of things in comparison to how we played in the previous games. We want to see that we perfect some of the areas that we deem lagging behind, like in our batting. So we feel going to India, we shall play some games, we shall get into contact with other coaches from the other side to see that we sharpen our skills in terms of batting and bowling.
The Cricket Cranes, the men's national cricket team, has shown some improvement despite registering losses in 6 of their scheduled T20 games during the Sri Lanka training tour. With only 1 game left, the team is focusing on enhancing its overall performance and improving its skills.
Not the results we have wanted so far. We haven't been able to cross the line in terms of picking up the wins, and that has come about because of our inconsistency in the performances in the different phases of the game. Not a lot lost. We have seen brilliant performances from a few individuals who have come out and put up their hands.
Yeah, the tour has been challenging for us individually and as a team, starting from how the weekend played mostly in the mornings. There has been some swing in the power play, and these guys have bowled superbly well to our partners. And us as batters, we have encountered challenges that we need to learn from.
But the good part is that we have been learning quite a good lessons that is going to help us in the World Cup.
Both national teams are gearing up for an eventful year. The Victoria Pearls are eyeing a T20 Women's World Cup slot at the Global T20 World Cup qualifiers in Dubai in April, where they will face Sri Lanka, USA, Thailand and Scotland. On the other hand, the Cricket Cranes are set to make their maiden appearance at the T20 World Cup in the USA and West Indies in June. Both teams share a goal of securing gold as they make their first appearance at the African Games in Ghana, scheduled from the 5th to the 13th of March 2024. Grace Joyce Kemigisa, UBC News.
And with that, UBC News tonight comes to an end. Thank you so much for your company this evening. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimoto and my colleague Elizabeth Nakakoni, on behalf of everybody working tirelessly behind the scene, we wish you a blessed night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Hi, my name is Dennis Masindo Nyango, former Uganda Cranes captain and goalkeeper. My kind of a tank at home is a Crest tank. I use it at the farm and at home. I recommend it for everyone.
A warm welcome to you, our lovely viewer. Thank you so much for loving us